What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles. You are listening to Lyles Movie Files. As usual, we've got the biggest show in the history of Lyles Movie Files. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're breaking down the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, which has so many people signed up except for one. We've got George Lucas's real thoughts on Star Wars: The Force Awakens, the Joker movie controversy, Jonah Hill being the $10 million man for Matt Reeves' Batman franchise, and we're going to break down our favorite movie crews. So that can be any franchise, any one movie where a collective of unique individuals came together and just made for some movie magic. So we're going to break down our absolute favorites on tonight's show. But first, let's say what's up to the fellas. Gunner, what's up with you, man?
What's good? What's good? How's it going, listeners? How's it going, people?
Chilling. J. King, what's up with you?
Cooling, man. Live from New York. It's Wednesday night, giving you this great podcast. Let's do it, man. Let's give the people what they need. Big shout to Chief too.
You guys are. Let's see here. If you're in New York, you kind of have to do it that welcoming a little bit differently, right?
Do I have to really?
You were real low key with that. You said the words, but it was just kind of like
read the lines on the card.
Yeah, dude. It's like, where's the passion and the emotion?
Where's the passion? Where's the emotion?
Where's the heart?
Live from New York. It's Wednesday night.
There you go.
Wonderful.
So much better.
Can you re-edit that so that's in the beginning? That's what's up.
Can we do something about that? That was terrible.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that with the editing.
Thanks, Jeff.
He's not telling the truth at all. What's going to happen? He's going to play this as is.
Little brother Jace, how are you?
I'm good. How are you today, man?
I'm good. I just had a nice clean edit break there.
Oh, okay. Right. It's done. Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah.
Totally.
So you're good, huh?
I'm good.
Great. All right. Let's talk about somebody who is not good. Michael Rosenbaum, who is apparently going to play hardball like he did on Smallville after he decided, I'm good, and I don't care how much money you try to put in this dump truck, I'm never coming back. He decided, he released a statement on Twitter that said he was visiting one of his relatives, and CW producers, or the Arrowverse producers, came to him and was like, hey, we want you on this Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover. We want you to play the Smallville Lex Luthor. Are you interested? He said, yeah, okay, what's up with the script? They said, script? What script? We don't need a script. We want you back in this crossover, man. It's going to be awesome. And then he was like, well, what's the deal with the money? And they're like, money? What money? Dude, it's going to be awesome for the fans. They can't wait to see you. Isn't that priceless? Now, that was his take on Twitter. I'm kind of thinking that's maybe not exactly how it played out. Maybe he wanted more money than Robert Downey Jr. I'm sorry. Maybe he wanted more money than Stephen Amell. Thank you. And they were like, dude, come on. What have you been in that anybody knows you from who isn't a devoted Smallville fan that would want to see you, but whose first experience was Arrow as the start of the superhero universe on the CW, going to care about you whatsoever? Now, Jace, I know you are the walking Smallville encyclopedia. What do you think about this decision for him to sit this one out, especially after Tom Welling and Erica Durant said, oh yeah, we're down, sign us up, let's do it?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm not buying until he's they're actually filming it. Because especially like if you, I don't know what's been happening with all like the Smallville crew, but they've all been kind of hitting the touring circuit. Like they had like Kara, they've had the girl who used to play Stargirl. Like they've had basically all of them. Like Lana's been on the circuit, so they've all been doing like kind of the Smallville Comic-Con circuit this year.
You said you don't know what's going on. Smallville ran from 2001 to 2011. It is 2019.
I know this.
Money runs dry.
Exactly. So everybody's kind of like, hey, we need to get these extra checks in, and our bit roles and other shows we expect to be running for a couple of years have not been working as we thought. So, yeah, we probably could come to this crossover. Like, I buy him saying, hey, when you guys get a script, call me. Like, I buy that way more because he's like, I'm not gonna do this shit just because y'all want me to. It's like, it's like, he waited basically till the last minute to come back for Smallville's finale. So I doubt that dude's gonna come in there as soon as you say, hey, you want to sign up? No, tell me what you want me to do. Like, yeah, so I buy him like saying, all right, once you got a good script, I'll come in there because Tom could probably sell him on like, dude, I need you here. All right, sure, fine. But yeah, man, it's like I guess John Glover can't do it, but yeah, the rest of he'll I buy him coming back, but when everything's all said and done, he'll be in Lex Luthor in Smallville.
So you're not buying
Luthor, not a drop.
I feel like John Glover was just in something not that long ago.
No. Well, he was actually in Shazam, but
yeah, right.
What I'm saying is, I'm thinking I thought he died in Smallville. Like,
I see what you're
that's
saying.
right, yeah, because his character
didn't Lionel die?
Yeah, Lionel died. I think both Lionels died. Like from Earth 3 was the one who was Darkseid's body,
right.
and the other one Lex killed through out a window, which was one of the coolest episodes of that season.
Right.
And
hey, that's how Savannah got killed in Shazam, right? That's how they killed Savannah in Shazam, right?
No, they threw his brother out the window. And
Reed
proceeded to whip the crap out of him.
Gotcha. Right, okay. Yeah. Interesting. Chief, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Chilling.
What's up, man?
How have you been enjoying birthday week?
It's been good. It's been good. Everybody's it's good to be reminded of your mortality and how much little time you have left.
I was no way to go with that.
All right.
She's bringing a ray of sunshine for us. All right.
Man.
Happy birthday, Chief.
Happy birthday, Chief.
Wow. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Please remember your
Happy Death Day, Chief.
Thank you. Because that's exactly what it is.
Good Lord.
You feeling like you got more good years behind you than you do ahead of you? Well, I found out this week that Bill Gates has more dollars than I have seconds left in my life. Yeah. To caveat that, it's nothing like finding out that there's somebody who's spending your annual salary in decorative flowers for their home. Yeah.
This is taking a really bad turn.
So,
let's zoom right back. Okay, yeah. All right, happy times. Lex Luthor's not coming back to Smallville. Okay. Gunner, what do you think about this? Michael Rosenbaum's not coming back. At least according to Jace, not yet.
Alabama hadn't done anything since like Higher Learning or whatever. Oh wait, that's Michael Ravenport. Whoever.
He did like Preacher show, like Preacher or something.
Was he on Preacher? I'm trying to remember. He was on Preacher for.
It wasn't like the Preacher on AMC. It was like some other Preacher show. So
I really would not watch that. So I don't know, man.
Let me run through real fast what he's done since.
Yeah, I'm about to.
Since Smallville, basically. He's done
nothing.
I'm really looking. It's Jack. Nothing.
I'm looking at it too.
He must be chilling, but he's done voice acting as the Flash in Justice League Doom. He was in 8 episodes of Breaking In. He was the Drift leader in Justice League Throne of Atlantis. Did the voice acting for Flash in Infinite Crisis video game. Did Johnny Charisma in Arkham Knight, which is still free on PlayStation Network. If you haven't gotten it, he was on 20 episodes of Impastor and 7 episodes of Hunted. And he was Martin X in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the Crystal character. So you didn't actually see his face. So yeah, he's not done much of anything.
Cameos, homie. You better get your money.
He'll be there.
Okay.
He will be there.
Chief.
Too bad we won't see Chloe.
No, I was just wondering, maybe Chloe, to help pay for legal fees, could show up for this.
I thought she was locked up for real.
Yeah, she's singing Akon right now, man.
I was joking. They won't let her out.
Yeah.
She ain't do no Takashi.
And I don't want to see Lana, just out of my long-standing hatred of the character.
Why would we, after the way they, nah. See, I took a break from Smallville after that situation.
Yeah.
No, there is no way she could be in the same area as him. So don't worry. You don't have to worry about that. They closed that door real good.
He's got the power of the kryptonite body.
Right.
I'll kill you. Yes. All right, Chief. What do you think about this? Tom Welling's back, Erica Durance is back, but we're not going to see Lex Luthor, at least for now.
Back where?
In this Crisis on Infinite Earth crossover, running through Arrow, Flash, etc.
Tom Wellington, did he slim down?
I mean, it's supposed to be a decade since we saw him. He was on Lucifer.
But he's Superman, right?
I mean, Superman could put on weight. He could be like the Alex Ross adult Superman who was hardly
negative. That's a negative.
I was about to say, man, it's like a year away. He really can slim down. It's like, hey, man.
Well, what I'm saying is this, man. Tom Wellington was on Lucifer. You know, I watched Lucifer.
Yeah.
And he was a lieutenant on Lucifer.
Yeah, and, Tom Swelling.
Yeah, the Bever has some size to him now. Yeah, he's not the Clark Kent that It's not what we grew up on. I mean, it wasn't like muscle. It was like he put on 20 pounds of muscle. Nah, you gotta Tom the Gut Wellington. You know what I mean? You got a little gut with him, man. It's like Superman from what's that with the gold rag? What's that Superman from the joint with the prison out in the middle of the desert? They sent everybody too. Wasn't that the gold rag? The gold rod?
Are you talking about from Superman?
Nah, it was a comic book with Superman and everybody. It was years later. They were all older. And,
you're talking about Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come.
You know, Chief's comic book knowledge. Yeah, he does look built like him. But apparently Brandon Roth is going to play that character in this crossover.
Oh, well, he's Kingdom Come Superman. He's old, you know what I mean, out of shape.
He does kind of look like him, though, right? I totally would buy him in that. Yeah.
They should totally switch that. Maybe they are, and they're just throwing us off.
Yeah, I mean, because it's not like they've shot anything yet.
That's perfect for Tom Swelling right now. I mean, my goodness.
Because that's what Alex Ross always drew as Superman, a little thick and wide.
Yeah, he looked like the Alex Ross looked like a dude. Like, he's not the most in shape dude, but it's like you wouldn't want to punch him because you don't want the repercussion coming back at
you. Yeah.
Same deal with Tom. There we go.
Oh no, Tom shoots slow. I don't know about that.
Y'all are hating on Tom.
Man, you just don't like Tom.
No, his S is like a different font now. Like, sorry.
That sir is terrible. Okay. Now, since everybody's here, I am going to... Oh, before we get into that. So we've got all these people in this crossover. Is there anybody else in Crisis that we really think should be here that hasn't been announced yet? Jace, how about you?
Okay. I would think you should bring back Huntress from Arrow Season 1.
Yeah.
Who else? I guess you got the Katana from Arrow Season 3. I think I saw a trailer with her in it, though. At least, I think, yeah. Who else can I think of? Oh, Ragdoll. I mean, Ragman, you know, the guy who actually cared that Chloe, what's her face? Felicity nuked the whole city. Yeah.
Hey. I care.
Who else? Gosh.
Pepper Farm remembers.
Yeah, I think that's all I can remember. Who hasn't? Oh okay. Yeah, you can bring back Kid Flash.
And Kid Flash's hair.
His hair is all messed
Kid Flash.
Don't bring him
I said Kid Flash, not dude who's rocking the whatever Keon's name is now.
No, Kid Flash is going to be the first non-binary character in the DC universe. So I think it's important to have representation and have him on there.
Moving on.
Man, I just like there was no volume on my microphone.
I don't know. There was no comment coming there.
Okay. Now, with everybody here, I have to make a dramatic apology because the fine folks at Warner Brothers Home Entertainment sent me the complete 4th season of Legends of Tomorrow. And they have sent me Supergirl, Arrow, Flash, and Legends. So I've seen all 4 of the main Arrowverse focused shows from last season. And after watching and binging through the 16 episodes of Legends, I have to confess to you all that it was not the flaming train wreck of death that I kind of said it was as I watched midway through last season and decided I was done with Legends. It was actually having a chance to sit down and watch it all at once. Really good. And I know that sounds crazy for somebody who said this show is terrible, but it actually was good being able to watch it all at once. They still have stupid characters and some silly, crazy subplots, but after you get past the mammoth hole and mountain of them never really wearing their superhero costumes and not really having many DC superheroes on the team anymore, it's actually a pretty decent show. Much better than Arrow and much better than The Flash.
Okay, you're grading on a super curve there. It's like,
I'm comparing it to the other Arrowverse shows, but even if I didn't have them to compare with, it's just goofy. And sometimes that goofiness is stupid, but other times, like most of this season, it actually works for the show because it's just funny.
Hey, fellas, remember when he said he wasn't going to change when we got sponsors?
The views expressed here are not, or Jeffrey Lyles' own. Not who gave him anything for free.
Those of the other 4 of us, whatever. Yeah, no.
This is why I said I had to apologize, because I was on top of my mountain saying this show sucked. But I'm coming forward like a man, taking my beating from you all, because I knew this was going to go over really well. Like a farting donkey in Doom Patrol.
Hey, Jeffrey, would you like some of these?
No. That means
Legends of Tomorrow is the fart. Legends of Tomorrow is the fart of the donkey in Doom Patrol.
Last time you were here, you left the sweet, tangy chili Doritos. Would you like some? And also some sweet Sprite to wash it down. The cherry vanilla Sprite.
Actually, Chief, if I were going to go for a refreshing bit of drink, I would go with the nice Coca-Cola with vanilla Coke.
No, see, and if we could teach the world a nice refreshing Pepsi, then we know what he's got.
Yeah, if I'm talking Pepsi, you know I'm completely sponsored out now. So yeah, but yes, Jace, you are correct. I have started to watch Doom Patrol, and it is way weird.
Ooh, it's weird.
So weird. But it's pretty consistent from what I remember about the comic book. So I'm not going to go on it for being similar to what kind of weirdness was in the comic brought to a TV show. I'm not even past the first disc. I'm on the first disc still.
How many episodes?
5 I watched on the app. Is the one I need to watch now. But yeah, it's
5? Gosh, you haven't even gotten weird yet.
Yeah, it's pretty weird though. I mean, I love that line where after the first episode, Mr. Nobody was like, "Yeah, and the 3 viewers who stayed with us after the farting donkey."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude, because I was really thinking about it. Like, do I need to keep watching this show?
Yeah, but he's the voice of that show. I mean, seriously, he's the conscience of that show.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I
love that part of that show.
The weirdness of the show, and his narration's funny. Now for the overly pretentious opening credits. Good stuff. But there is one show on DC Universe that I have no reservations, no problems, totally loving it, and can't wait to watch it all at once because this week-to-week thing is driving me crazy. It is Titan Season 2. This is the season of the series that I kind of wanted in the first one, but now we finally got it, and it feels like a Titan show, and it is so good. Have any of y'all started watching Titan Season 2 yet?
I watched the first one. Yep.
Oh man, see that first episode was basically like it was
we gotta close out that
episodes
crap.
in one.
Yeah.
It was like the season finale of season 1, and then like the first half of the first episode of season 2.
They had to do that. It was just like they were like, okay, we went super dark here, which I didn't mind, but I could see brightening it up was definitely necessary towards the end of the last season. I was like, yeah, they needed to brighten this one up.
I think what happened, they changed the direction of which they wanted to go with this series. So they were like, okay, we're going to hold off on the season finale. We're going to leave what worked, and then we're just going to scrap half the episode and do another one. I think that's what happened.
That's probably what happened.
I hope so.
Yeah, because there's a noticeable tonal shift from the first half to the second part. We're just like, oh, okay. Hey, here's a Titan show. Hey, there's Destro. But yeah, Gunnar, you're probably doing the smart thing, watching it in bunches because, man, they are really doing the effective comic book cliffhanger on these episodes. I'm like, jeez.
Cool.
Yeah, it's good.
Cool.
James, what do you think?
No, I'm saying after last week's, I was like, because I think I was watching and Jeff had already watched. He's like, call me back when it's over. I'm just like, I'm really annoyed that they're actually doing this like once a week. Like Young Justice, you got the stuff in bunches and that was okay. And then last year's Titans, you're like, okay, I need it like a little bit of bunches just because I'm like, this is way dark, man. It's like I get it. They can say F-bombs every 5 minutes. That's okay, whatever. I don't need that. But this one, is you have like Jason Todd being the one that's kind of out there, and him and Hawk kind of the ones out there, but everybody else is like kind of like normal people, and it's like, and you got like a superhero show, so it's like, oh, this is actually fun to watch. And then every week has been like this really good cliffhanger. You're like, oh, come on, man, really? We're ending the episode now? Come on, man. It's actually what, like, if you really wanted to do superhero shows, this is the best way to do it because it's like each week you actually want to see next week. You don't want to wait like to binge it all 5 episodes in a row. You want to actually watch as quick as possible, and it's like night and day of every other show I've actually. I mean, honestly, it's night and day from every other show, comic book show that's been out for at least like the last 5 years. I mean, it's noticeably improved.
Yeah. Chief, Javon, I know you guys haven't gotten on to DC Universe yet, but are you a little bit more interested in checking out Titans? Javon, I think you would actually probably like the first season a lot because it's super dark.
Probably so. I know it's on my list. I'm gonna check it out. But it's gotten glowing endorsements from you guys so far. I'm probably willing to check it out.
Yeah, the first season's a little rough, but it has a point, and when you actually get there, it's like, okay, y'all weren't just.
But you know what,
Jeff?
Time. Mostly the first season of anything is going to be rough. It's rare that I watched the show where the first season was you had me at hello. You know what I mean?
Did you like Lost?
Not until the second season. I liked the first season; it was okay, but the second season is what got me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, first season of most shows, man, they're figuring out characters, they're figuring out where they're going with everything,
who can gel well and all that.
Yeah, so I'm always willing to
people
give
if they need to.
And getting rid of people when they need to.
Getting rid of people when they need to, right? I'm always willing to give a show a shot, even after the first. If the first season is rough, I'm always willing to give it a second shot.
Hey, Javon, I got some bad news for you.
You can't be a network executive.
You can't be on NBC, buddy.
Oh, NBC,
Sorry.
Fox, yeah.
No. You can
probably
totally
ABC
be on CBS.
either.
You can totally be on CBS though.
Yeah,
CBS will at least give a show a chance to find an audience before they pull the plug.
Will give a
unless
show
it's
a chance.
really awful.
But you know what's funny about that? That's why they're still number one.
Exactly.
It's weird.
Like, and not only would they give the show a time to find an audience, if they actually don't want it, they'll like, hey man, we're gonna wrap your season up, come up with a series finale, and call it a day. Like there was a show like Impact from or not Impact. I'm missing up the title, but it's like they're like, okay, your season's over. Come up with a series finale. Like you're going to be a summer series, but you're done. It was like, okay, you didn't find the right audience. I respect that more than, oh wait, you had like even DC Universes when they said, hey, we had one episode of Swamp Thing, we're canceling the whole thing.
Canceled.
Apples and oranges, Jason. Because I have a question for you then on CBS. I'm saying you're wrong. I'm just saying.
Me? Okay.
On CBS, yeah. Like, you think that's a product of the audience that they are targeting? Because they really do target people that are definitely older than us. They're targeting those cats that were like 20-something watching Falcon's Crest.
Well, okay.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Back when that was airing, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but the truth is, you have to let it find. I mean, like, because any show worth its salt, like, the best shows, like, when we started coming into Walking Dead, we loved it. First season, we're like, oh yes, greatest show ever. And then after it never, I mean, then it gets to a point where you're like, this is unwatchable. But the better shows have to find those problems early on, and then it's like, okay, now we see early on what the issues are. Now we can improve from them. Like, if you get a good second season after a mediocre to bad first season, I'm much more willing to give you a chance and like, okay, that first season was rough, but the second season is great. Like, as much as I talk about Doom Patrol, if somebody told me the second season is great, I will give it a chance again. If somebody says, oh, it's exactly like the first season, I will not watch it
again. And you know what? Also to that end, I think, with CBS, that's why they've been able to sustain their supremacy over network television, because they don't knee-jerk react to anything. Mm-hmm. Unlike NBC, Fox, ABC, they can have each one of these three networks could have a critical darling in their first season, and because the numbers aren't there right away, they get rid of the show.
Yeah. Like, think about it. Like, Two Broke Girls stayed on for like 5 seasons. Astro Donuts stayed on for how many seasons? And you're like, I've never watched an episode. They're like, we didn't need you. We had an audience. Like, what was it? Man with a Plan? That thing is still on.
The Bee and Apartment, whatever. I mean,
that was ABC.
Oh, still, I'm just saying they could have stayed on a little longer.
Oh gosh,
I'm concurring with you, just switching channels.
Yeah, they could have. They just didn't think about that show better. They just needed that. The title was bad. That was the only thing wrong with that show.
How many NBC shows that had promise early on did NBC get rid of before they reached the
Constantine?
How many TV shows on NBC had promise? Then out of that, those 3, why did they not leave those 3 on?
And I will always hold on the Constantine and the Cape.
Constantine Grimm, the Cape, Undercovers with Boris Kojo.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, Undercover was supposed to be really good. Yeah,
they didn't let it get its legs underneath it. And there's probably a few comedies. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of sitcoms in that boneyard that we're missing out on. It takes me back to Seinfeld. I think about Seinfeld's success and how that show started, right? Seinfeld used to come on Tuesday nights at 9:30. Death time slot of death, right? Then it became the shows outside of Cheers and a handful of other programs. It became NBC's crown jewel because they stuck with it. Sometimes the gamble pays off. They did that too, but here's the thing: if it hadn't survived that first season, Jeff, it wouldn't have got there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the dudes who kept on with Seinfeld probably aren't working there anymore. Okay, so I know I'm opening a major can of worms, but I don't care. Disney CEO Bob Iger is releasing a book, and he's talking about the acquisitions of Pixar, Marvel, and Lucasfilm, etc. And he talked about his interactions with George Lucas and George Lucas's reaction specifically to seeing The Force Awakens. So I'm going to read. Let me finish reading it before you guys say anything. He reluctantly agreed to be available to consult with us at our request. I promised that we would be open to his ideas. This is not a hard promise to make. Of course, we would be open to George Lucas's ideas. But like the outlines, we would be under no obligation. The truth was, Kathleen Kennedy, J.J. Abrams, Alan, and I discussed the direction in which the saga should go, and we all agreed that it wasn't what George had outlined. George knew we weren't contractually bound to anything, but he thought that our buying the story treatments was a tacit promise that we follow them, and he was disappointed that his story was being discarded. I had been so careful since our first conversation not to mislead him in any way, and I didn't think I had now, but I could have handled it better. I should have prepared him for the meeting with JJ and Michael and told him about our conversations, that we felt it was better to go in another direction. I could have talked through this with him and possibly avoided angering him by not surprising him. Now, in the first meeting with him about the future of Star Wars, George felt betrayed. And while this whole process would never have been easy for him, we'd gotten off to an unnecessarily rocky start. Pause. So, that's where things are before George gets to see Force Awakens. Does this sound promising to any of you all?
Promising to what? The fact that he knew this was going to be a dumpster fire?
Right.
Man, see, this is, like, it's funny, like, he actually has now proven my point. Like, I've said this before, these movies are fan fiction. George Lucas had scripts. No.
Okay, hold on. Then let me get to the next part then.
Go ahead.
You're going to go in that next direction.
Oh, yeah.
Just prior to the global release, Kathy screened The Force Awakens for George. He didn't hide his disappointment. There's nothing new, he said. In each of the films in the original trilogy, it was important to him to present new worlds, new stories, new characters, and new technologies. In this one, he said, there weren't enough physical or technical leaps forward. He wasn't wrong, but he also wasn't appreciating the pressure we were under to give ardent fans a film that felt quintessentially Star Wars. We'd intentionally created a world that was visually and tonally connected to the earlier films, to not stray too far from what people loved and expected. And George was criticizing us for the very thing we were trying to do. Looking back with the perspective of several years and a few more Star Wars films, I believe JJ achieved the near impossible, creating a perfect bridge between what had been and what was to come. Okay, I put that bone in the middle of the circle. Have it.
Bullshit.
Who wants to go first?
Bad cough.
Jason.
Okay. Again, this is really, it's like, and you left out one part. He had an outline for 3 additional films. So if you didn't use it, you made a bunch of fan fiction bullshit. And that is what this has been. It's like, I will try not to rehash that point again. But these movies, it's like, hey, I want you to do something and I think even you guys were saying, like, hey, it's been like 40 years. You guys haven't learned how to make a new lightsaber. Y'all are doing the same shit y'all were doing, when Padme was alive. Like, it's like, hey, I actually would like to have made, a Jedi Academy. It's like, he might have actually said, hey, these Thrawn books were actually good. Let me use some of this. No, we're just going to come up with our own crap and make it as boring, as safe as possible. And hopefully no one gets tired of it. So, I'm glad this book that Bob Iger has finally let the version that George Lucas is like, hey, I'm not really his nice, don't criticize our movies, but we want you to act like you're involved in it. Like, even this last one, it's like, oh, yeah, George Lucas looked over the script that J.J. Abrams did, and but then he's like, his actual supervision on that was minimal. It's like, because he's like, this is crap. Like, this is what you're going to wrap this up? It's crap. Come on. So.
Gunner, what do you think?
Jason said it all. I'm good.
All right.
Yeah, that's all I got, man. Just.
Bob Iger wouldn't happen to be a lying sack of shit now, would he? Correct me if I'm wrong. He's selling a book here, right? And he's trying to justify it. And I get it. That's what you're supposed to do. But unless George Lucas was prominently involved, there's no way he was going to be made happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to placate him. You're not going to say, he's not going to be able to say, job well done, fellas, ladies, unless he was prominently involved with what was taking place in the universe in which he created. The thing about whether we're talking about Force Awakens or the new one, Skywalker Turds, whenever it comes out in December. It's all bad. It's just it's not a good story. It's not a good story because we still know jack shit about our heroine.
Yep.
You know, and that's just the
Fact.
first floor. That's just fact and ground floor, right? We can build on this house of garbage, but you know why? I mean, we've done that ad nauseum throughout this series. The thing is, Bob Iger is trying to paint himself and his cohorts as good guys in this thing, and you know he's trying to make George Lucas seem like the crusty old salt. And it's like, look, people will tear down George Lucas for the second trilogy. People will tear him, Metachlorians. You'll name a number of things, but the fact remains, it was George Lucas's story to shit on or whatever. You know, it was his. It was his to garbage and muck up. When you bring in new people to muck it up and to leave it in a state of where Star Wars was left after what was the last one called? The Star Wars Good God, who knows what we're doing next? It was basically
it was little boy sweeps the floor. Using the Force.
For what? I mean, like, we're gonna have a whole crap load of new Jedi in one movie. Like, no, we're gonna have no delay between this turn and the next one, and then you're gonna be like, wait, what happened? Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. I mean, between.
Look, you guys wanted some conclusion to that Monaco scene. There you go.
There it is.
I wanted not to have seen the Monaco scene. That was
I
my
really
conclusion.
did. I wanted to not.
Why is Monaco in outer space? Maybe Monaco crashes land on Monaco and is actually.
Why is Lord Dern's grand plan? Never mind.
It's just a hyperspace in front of. Why come nobody thought of that?
Because it never existed like that before in Star Wars.
You guys know what happened, right? She sent out the Evite and nobody RSVP'd.
Nobody RSVP'd.
Plans for what we're gonna do after we blow up Star Killer version 1. Did y'all see the trailer? It looks like they actually have Star Killer 2 coming back.
I've got 200 street tacos that I ordered, and nobody RSVP'd for this thing.
Exactly.
You know what? I'm crashing this thing right into the. I'm doing it.
No, Jeff, are you serious?
Oh, I'm quite serious. I'll have to send you guys a screenshot, but I am positive there is a red laser blast from what probably would be Star Killer zooming while Kylo and Rey are fighting.
Yeah. See, there it is. There it is. And this is why Bob Iger has to sell a book and sell a fable, because I sincerely doubt that everything what he described, as you described it, Jeff, happened. I'm pretty sure that Big Disney head came to George Lucas and said, look, we're giving you a mint here. We're backing the Brinks truck up to you. You're going to sit here and like whatever we do to this turd. We're going to put Ray on bags of salad and sell it in the grocery store, and you just got to deal with it, old man. And they took his property and they made their version of it. That's what happens when you sell out to the man. That's what happens.
Well,
they're
again,
take your
George
property.
actually did decide to say, this is pretty much like what white slavery is. Not the best thing to say, but it was really like, George was not happy.
Tell him why you mad, son.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tell us, man.
I'm ready for the culture.
I got time for these new Jack Disney.
We don't play that.
No.
We don't play that around here. I mean, I get it, dude, but look, Bob Iger wouldn't lie to us now, would he?
No, dude.
Yeah, and look, they gotta fess up, man. You made garbage, and in the grand scheme of the Star Wars, the 9 movies that we'll have in the Star Wars story,
hey, dude, you are.
None of these are going to be anyone's favorite. None of these are going to be anyone's favorite.
No,
I'm sorry.
With my saga that's on my shelf now, I will not be adding to it.
No, at all. Gunnar, am I right about that or am I wrong about that?
I'm sorry. I forgot about Rogue One. That's it.
And Solo.
Solo's good.
No, he's saying that's what Javon's saying. Solo doesn't hurt anything.
Yeah. It don't hurt nothing.
Solo's not bad. Like this new trilogy, just like it's fan fiction, and it's not good. So I'm good. I don't need to see this again.
I don't need it. And like everybody was giving Solo a hard time. I'm like, dude, this was not Han Solo as Harrison Ford when he was a grown man, well into his career as an intergalactic pirate or whatever. This was I'm starting out. Let it be what it is. It was still a good movie. It was better than the last two movies that bear the Star Wars name in the Skywalker franchise. It was much better. Rogue One? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Rogue One was
dope.
I actually wouldn't be mad if people said Rogue One was their favorite Star Wars movie.
Okay. I wouldn't. I've heard someone say that, and I ain't get mad at all.
Yeah, I'm not going to fight you on that.
At all.
If you say Last Jedi, we're ending our conversation pronto. All right, let's move on.
I'm walking away.
Your favorite one.
So let's see here. Warner Brothers, because the Joker is getting all kinds of discussion and controversy, none of which it wanted, but maybe it'll drive more people to the movies to see it. But Regal Cinema says no film is a cause or a signal for violence. And Warner Brothers said, listen, we don't want you guys feeling like you should go shoot up anybody after watching Joker. I'm paraphrasing, but yeah. So they're a little
Dark Knight was,
people are like, hey, this movie could be inciting a demographic who's known to shoot up people for random nothing. So maybe we shouldn't be trying to fall over ourselves giving it a big Oscar push.
Okay.
Chief, what do you think about Joker and its impact on nut jobs who want to go around and shooting up people? Is this something to be concerned about, or is it just a new controversy for no reason?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't think about Joker. So that's one. Now, nut jobs is gonna. If it isn't Joker, it's the person who cut him off in the car that day. I mean, if you want to shoot somebody, if that's your goal to shoot somebody, I don't think Joker's gonna push you over the edge. I mean, you can turn on your TV. TV's gotten pretty dark. A lot of shows. So, if that's if your goal is to kill people, you know what I mean? You don't need probably much of an excuse to go do so. It is what it is as far as people today. People are out their damn minds. And the Joker movie, if it does big numbers, I'll never know. You know what I mean? Like, I won't be in attendance.
You won't be contributing.
Nah. It's almost like Venom. I remember Venom came out and they were like, oh, yeah, I want to see Venom. Everybody saw Venom. And I was just like, nah, that's not going to happen. So I'll sit in my house and, I accidentally saw Venom on a cruise ship. And as far as Joker, maybe I'll be on a cruise ship when I see that too. Because I won't be going to see it. I don't care what it does. Oscars. I don't even watch the Oscars. I don't watch the Emmys. I don't watch the BET Awards, the TV One Awards, the VH1 Awards. None of that. I don't care, man. I don't care. I don't really. You know what I mean? Like, people always be like, yeah, I don't care what you won. But you know what I mean? Okay. Yeah, you know what I mean? I just look at it like, okay, it's just a bunch of millionaires showing up to a place where other millionaires are, where they give free stuff, and they get to show off how expensive their outfits are. It's a Versace gown. It costs $22,000. I don't care. So I don't care. Like I said, I don't care about none of that. Damn the Joker.
There's your chief snipe of the week, Javon.
Don't waste a bullet. No, that's it though. I'm sorry, Chief. Not because that's it. Hey, look I went to see Minister Society in '93, the summer of '93, at the Marlow Heights movie theater, and 2 people got shot. I was there. People gonna shoot and do crazy shit no matter what the movie, whatever. It's just an excuse at that point. If it's in your heart to do it, it's in your heart to do it. You're gonna do it no matter what.
So yeah. So don't do anything crazy. But I can tell you guys anecdotally that I do a lot of giveaways for free movie passes on LylesMovieFiles.com. And very few have gotten the response that Joker has. Like, a ton of people want in on these free passes. I'll have some where it's like 2 people want them, but this one has had a ridiculous amount. So there's an audience. Somebody wants to see it. So it'll be curious to see what the feedback is next week when regular people, get to go see it, and those who aren't going to be writing long, lengthy reviews on the film. Moving on, we're going to stick in that Batman realm in the universe. Apparently, Jonah Hill wants $10 million to play either the Riddler or Penguin in Matt Reeves' Batman film starring Robert Pattinson. The only thing is, Robert Pattinson is not going to get $10 million for this role. He may be getting paid less than half of that. Now, I have a question for you all. Jonah Hill walks into your office and says, "Hey, listen, man, I'm not going to be doing this role unless you pay me $10 million. What is your next thing?"
Look here, fat boy.
Oh, God.
He's lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, I don't care. Look here,
he needs to gain it to play Penguin, though.
Look here, Superbad. That's what I'm here to with. Yeah. I know you won. I know you was getting your rocks off with Moneyball and Wolf of Wall Street, but both of that shit was 10 years ago. What have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? Nobody's clamoring to go to the box office to see the next Jonah Hill project. Are you out of your mind? Will Smith can come in. Dude, Will Smith maybe. Not even Will can come into my office and demand anything anymore. Let's see the returns for you playing against yourself in this next stupid movie you got coming up, Will. Nah, come on, dude. Fall back. Fall back. I mean, it looks like it could be good, but like I said, Will ain't even Will right now. Right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, think about it. The last
joint he was in, not the Bright joint, but the last one he was in. Wasn't that?
I don't know.
Suicide Squad? He hasn't fallen off like some other cats who still get too much money. I'll happily support Will Smith.
Pattinson.
I look at it this way. This ain't
that's why he's not getting paid $10 million.
But look, this ain't Will from the summer of 2002, summer of 2003. Will could have came in your office and said, "Give me $30 million," and you'd have said, "Yeah, all right."
Actually,
we know we're gonna make.
He just did Aladdin, and Aladdin made a ton of money for Disney.
Crap load of money
for Disney, right?
But it will was a huge reason
and
for
it's a Disney product. It's a Disney
product. Yeah, well, some of these movies that Disney do aren't as good as haven't made as much money.
They're not as well received. I look at it this way. Will
was a big part of that.
I look at that project as this. It's Aladdin, right? And granted, Will, yes, it's Will Smith. But we're not talking about Will coming off the success of, let's say,
Concussion.
4 straight summers. Huh? Concussion. Oh, no, 7 pounds.
Focus.
Hey.
What was the movie 7 pounds?
7 pounds.
Yeah.
It's best to act like you don't remember it.
Yeah, I fell asleep twice. Put it to you that way. But no,
I look at any awards, though. I'm serious.
Which one?
Did he win any awards? Like Best Kiss or something like that? Best Kiss at the MTV Awards or something.
I would buy He Brings an Audience.
Because Jonah Hill's won, freaking Golden Globes, yo.
He's been nominated for...
All right.
Wasn't he nominated for an Oscar? But see, Gunnar, I look at it like this. Even still...
Nominated for Best Actor in an Oscar joint, man. Come on, man.
He was.
Best Supporting Actor.
Okay, that's because he was playing against DiCaprio and Pitt. You can get nominated in those movies.
And he got a Golden Globe for or nominated for a Golden Globe and War Dogs. I mean, my point is, he's done more than old boy over here.
He has. No, he has.
He can play. He can ask for $10 million.
He can be pretty much anybody. He's shown that. But my thing is this:
it's like
when you come in my office and demand $10 million, and dude, I'm like you just pointed out, Jeff. He started alongside. When you went to see Wolf of Wall Street, guess whose face was front and center in the promo shot?
Poster. Jonah
Hill was Leo.
Not on the poster.
He's not on the poster. When you went to see Moneyball, you went to see it because of Brad Pitt. Jonah's performance was icing on a cake. That you know, it's not like you went to see it because of Jonah. And that's the thing about it. When you come in making demands about your salary, I'm the reason that people are coming to this thing.
But in fairness, Javon, I would pay him $10 million to take a picture for me.
But would you pay him $10 million to play a bad guy in your
Heck
movie?
no. I mean, I just hire the dudes from Gotham to play Riddler or Penguin and call it a night. Robin Lord Taylor and Corey Michael Smith were better than any version that Jonah Hill could do.
Let me tell you something. For $10 million, I could find some actor that's muddling away on one of these who has a little bit of a name that people know him because they think they act really well. Like Cameron Moynihan, I think that's his name, who played the Jerome in the Gotham series.
Pay him. I'd pay him $10 million to be Joker.
Yeah. Thank you. So with that said, Jonah, fall on your sword, bro. Take what they give you.
Actually, don't. Ask for $15 million, so we don't have you in this movie. Real quick question: who would you guys cast to be Penguin and Riddler against Robert Pattinson?
My Penguin's dead now. Philip Seymour Hoffman.
You're not the first person to mention that. Actually, I had a comment on the site and somebody said him. But let's assume we're not going to use holograms to have Philip Seymour Hoffman in this role. Who would you cast now?
Damn, as the Penguin.
The dude's from Gotham. Yeah. It's like because that Gotham story wasn't fully. I mean, it was like the Batman part of it wasn't fully told. So it's like, why not just jump right in? We got actors who have grown into that role. So, I now actually want to go watch the Gotham TV show after watching the movie if you put those guys in it. So,
God, I mean, I know it's a stretch.
It'll have to be Jack Black, I guess, which I don't like him. Or Kevin James, which I don't like.
Where do you have Jack Black?
You know who I would like as my Penguin? What's Simon Pegg's man? Big husky man.
Oh, Nick. What's his face?
Yeah, he's in all of Simon Pegg's movies. His homeboy. Shaun of the Dead,
you talking about Boris the Blade?
Nick Frost.
Nick Frost. That's who I probably would. I would see how that goes. I
could
bring
him doing that.
That, or let me tell you who else. Ricky Gervais. I would float it.
I like Ricky Gervais.
That's not the stupidest thing ever. Oh.
Yeah, but I like Nick Frost as Penguin. That'll work. All right. How about Riddler?
Mm-hmm. Jim Carrey, but not in that 90s Batman turd. Jim Carrey, Riddler. I would do him as
we said that before,
I would do him as dark Riddler, like dark, demented Riddler. And I think Jim Carrey would scare the hell out of people in that role. And he would be really good, I think, especially now, 50 plus Jim Carrey, nearly 60 Jim Carrey.
Well, Eddie Redmayne wants to play it. He does. Eddie Redmayne wants to play Riddler. That's so part of
a weird, scary face.
Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah.
Who's that again?
Theory of Everything.
Why?
Jim Parsons.
That's almost two on the nose, right? Like, I don't know.
I like that.
He's Riddler.
As far as the look. Yeah.
No, I like that though, Gunner. Him or you know who else I think could do it? Jim Parsons.
Yeah. He'd be great. I think there are lots of people who could play Riddler, and I can't see Jonah Hill playing Riddler. Yeah. Okay. So that's
Burglar, maybe. That's funny. I'm being an asshole. I'm sorry.
Hey, dude. I'm sure we're gonna get a McDonald's remake anytime soon. McDonald's.
Those are just commercials. We need a cartoon or TV show.
Wait.
That,
yeah, that sounds a tad too original, huh? All right. Now it's that time for the main event here. So I was watching a great movie, and it inspired me for this one. Your favorite movie crews. Now, your favorite movie crews can be from any genre. It's basically just a crew of people. I'm going to start it off with you got to have at least 4 people in the crew to call it a crew. Can't be 3.
All right, I'm gonna break the rule once.
All right,
but you will agree with it.
Unless it's a really, really good 3. Okay, so we have started that off now. Who wants to go first and break down their favorite crew? Oh, Jace, you want to go? Cool, let's hear it.
Man. It's like, wait, he wants to hear me rattling the paper just so you know.
I was like, let's rustle the paper.
It's like, all right.
To make it official.
Snap them sheets, Jace.
Okay, all right. my first.
Well, now you're too good. Now you're too good to rattle the paper. Okay, I got you.
I actually had it done before we started the show. I was showing off. I know.
Come on,
okay.
Man.
I know. All right. My first one, I'm gonna go with Hans Gruber's crew from Die Hard 1, because that was a fun bad guy scene. They almost tried to outshine John McClane, but they just barely had a notch under it. Nice. Next one, I'm gonna go with. All right. See, you told me I can't do 1 to 3, so I'm not gonna do it. So,
all right. Listen. I'll remove that cap as long as they're strong 3. So who's your group?
All right. CMB. We all we got.
We all
talking about. Got. It's like 20 people in CMB.
Oh, you're right. That's right. Okay. So yeah. I mean, the main. Right. Yeah. So. CMB Cash.
That's it. Dutta Man.
Dutta Man. But it was actually Q from the bank. See, if I'm going down, I'm taking all y'all mother. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So, Cash Money Brothers from New Jack City.
Yes.
The next one I got is Robert De Niro's crew from Heat. That really was a fun one.
Yeah.
The next one, Javon might actually be the only one. Javon and Jeff might be the only one to remember this one. The guys from Disorganized Crime.
Yes! Scratch that off my list.
Like, if you want to see like the most bumbling but brilliant action, what was it? Corbin Burnson was hilarious, and you had like Ed O'Neill like in his peak, Married with Children, funny. It was like, and then you actually had Lou Diamond Phillips and what's my man? Ruben Blades.
Ruben Blades, yes.
Yeah, and Fred Gwynn is like the leader of the crew. I mean, it's like if you want to have, that was a fun movie, so I'm gonna go with that. My next one is the APC Marines from Aliens 2.
Colonial Marines.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna go with, just because my next one would be the Fellowship of the Ring from Lord of the Rings. Just because. And I think I'm going to go with the last one is going to be, I'm going to go with Harry Potter and the crew, Dumbledore's Army.
Okay.
That's going to be my list.
Okay.
All right. Gunny, you want to go next?
I would love to go next. Thank you. I was thinking about going in no particular order, but then I'm going to go with good guys and bad guys, right? Only got 2 bad guy crews, but definitely good guy crews. Good guy crews in no particular order. Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
Those Bambas. Oh, boy.
I'm a dude playing a dude.
I got to do I'm the dude playing it. And the other, Robert De Niro. I say Robert De Niro. Jesus. Robert Downey Jr. You might as well have been in it too, because I'm about to say it. All assembled Avengers that were in Endgame.
Yeah.
Every single movie, every single person that was in the MCU. Expendables. I would go with the first one, just because.
Yeah. Classic. And Jet Li stays in the whole movie.
Exactly. This is a cheat code because you just say 10, so this is like, what did I just do? 2, 3. Okay, so Magnificent 7, both casts.
The Denzel version?
You said both.
Denzel version
both, yeah.
And the old one.
You got the original from
Brenner?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Both versions. I couldn't decide. I was just like, no, actually, both of them were, one's a classic. The other one didn't do terrible with the classic. That was probably the only remake I actually decided to go see. That's how excited I was about it. And you know how much I hate remakes.
I do, but it was really good.
It's so good. Fast 5 crew for several reasons. They brought back some of the old, brought back a lot of the old. They just that was the culmination of a lot of movies. And you're like, well, why the hell is Han here? And then you realize why Han's there later. And I'm like, okay, because that movie really did save the franchise. 4 was fine. 5 really did save the franchise. Mm-hmm. So that whole crew really did it. They did a lot of the Avengers 1 formula. You know what I mean? A lot of the MCU formula. Enough humor, enough action, and then some corny stuff here and there, right? And then, the normal Fast Furious inertia doesn't exist. Throw that in there and you got great movies and save the franchise. I loved it. Let's see, where am I? Okay. This one is definitely in particular order now. So my top 2 good guys, Italian Job Crew, the remake. Another remake that I like. Jeez, I keep saying I don't like remakes in here too on my list. The Mark Wahlberg Crew. That was a decent movie, dude. Like, I've watched that several times just to have a background type of movie.
It's very good. Don't undersell it. It's fun.
It's so fun. And speaking of Fast Five, the last Fast movie definitely had a wonderful cameo in that. I thought that was a nice, subtle thing in Hobbs and Shaw. I was like, that was nice. I liked that.
The only subtle thing in Hobbs and Shaw.
It's probably one of the only others. You're correct. And then the number 1 good guy crew. And, I mean, this should be number 1 on everybody's list, honestly. The original Ghostbusters.
Good one. Actually, don't even know. Okay.
And then my 2 bad guys, Goodfellas, Henry, Jimmy, Tommy, and add Paulie.
There you go.
That's why that was 4. Yeah. No, that's why that was 4.
Yeah.
The 3 that I know everyone should agree with, even if this was still a rule. Superman 2, villains. Zod, Ursa, Nan.
And Lex.
Dude, they came in, they learned their powers, they killed people, threw some dude in outer space, took over the daggone world, man. They were like, look, how come Superman ain't do this? What's wrong with y'all? Kneel before... Come on, man. Epic lines for life. Big old advertising for Coca-Cola. Love it. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Chief, what's your crew?
So my paper's upstairs, man. It's no way I'm doing the trip. It's no way. So, some of this is, I guess, I'm going to have to go off memory. I'm going to change some because some of you guys got named some of my people. So let's start out with something easy. Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
I thought about that.
Then I'm going to go from there to Predator, the original one.
Yep.
With Schwarzenegger. Then both Oceans 11 with the guys, Ocean's 8 with the girls. Serenity, the crew Serenity. Tombstone.
Yeah. I crossed them off my list for something else. I was hoping someone else would say them.
Well, there I am for him. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Police Academy.
Yo,
that's a great one.
That's a great one.
Well,
theme songs in my head. Word.
I keep thinking about the Blue Oyster. Right. Somehow, every movie, those jokers ended up in the Blue Oyster.
And you laugh every time.
Right. I got Unforgiven.
Yep.
Yeah.
Clint, what's the name? And the blind kid. Another crew, Trading Places. And they finally hooked up to bring down Duke and Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Harlem Nights.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. You blind motherfucker.
Right. King of New York.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
They had a nice Jimmy Jam, Arnold, Lawrence Fishburne, man. I loved him in that movie.
Jimmy
Jam, baby.
Y'all got any Birch beer?
You probably don't know what that is. Oh shoot! And even though they're doing a part 2, part 1 will never not be one of my favorites. Zombieland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Where am I at? I'm good.
I think you got one more.
Do I have one more?
I believe so.
All right. Well, we'll go with one more then. This is an oldie but goodie, man, and I love the movie. And every once in a while, I still put it on, man, and enjoy it. Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Wildcats Roughnecks.
Rico's Roughnecks.
Oh yeah, that was at the end after my man died. After Michael Ironside, after he died.
I guess I'm just a big dumb dummy.
Are you rated to work on the helmet? Oh shit. Yeah.
Oh man, I need to watch that again. It's been too long.
Me too. I was just like, yo, that movie's a classic, dude.
Yes, I would like to know more.
Would you like to know more?
Great list.
Kids, would you like to shoot this alien? Sure.
Yeah. Even the kids can participate. The only good bug is a dead bug.
Jay King, what you got, man?
All right. I'm going to start first with the Sandlot crew.
Nice.
Word.
Those boys they was down. And they were all funny. You had to love those kids, man. They reminded you, if you were kids of a certain era from 60 to 80, man, you played outside and you played sports. Everybody in your crew had a baseball, a basketball, or a football. No
Glove
exception.
Or something. Yeah.
Glove, bat, no exception. Right? Next up, the Warriors. The Warriors. Come on, man. The Warriors they were it. They were it, man.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
I love how as the movie just keeps going, nobody cares about their crew that got left behind or killed. It's just like, all right, man, keep going.
Hey, we just gotta make it to Coney Island. That's
right.
all. That's all that matters.
Like, all you had to do was not try to get the pussy, and we could have made it to Coney Island. But your ass had to stop here.
Hey,
that scene still. Every time they go in there, I'm like, why don't you figure this out? The trap.
Hey, no, Gunner. The one that gets me is, hey, random ladies sitting in the park at midnight.
Right.
Seriously? No, that ain't a trap at all.
It's a trap.
So the Warriors. Next up, the original Ocean's crew, man. The Clooney Pitt Ocean's crew was dope, man. But the original Ocean's crew, I can't imagine what they would have been able to do uncensored. That would have been out of this world. Come on, man. We talking about who we talking about, man? We talking about Frank Dean.
Sammy.
We talking about what's my man? Sammy. Who else?
Lawford and Joey Bishop.
Joey Bishop. We talking about the crew. I can't imagine. So them, the Cleveland Indians from Major League. They were down, boy. They were down.
One or two.
We talking about one. We talking about the only crew that matters of that.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes. And my man made the team from the parking lot. He got put. Come on, man, stop. That was a crew. Hey, I'm making this thing. I ain't come here for nothing. Get him a uniform. Hey, get him a uniform. I love that movie.
Willie Mays Hayes.
Willie Mays Hayes. Up your butt, Joe Boo.
That's you, Joe Boo.
Do it myself.
Oh my God. The Pikeys from Snatch, Jason. What's up?
Yeah.
Hey, the Pikeys went. Hey, the Pikeys went $1 billion. Hey, they burnt Brad Pitt mother in that trailer, and they said, we got something for all y'all. Watch this.
Honestly, that wasn't Bricktop. No, that was Bricktop.
It was
Bricktop.
Give me the shotty. Oh yeah, we got the shotty for you.
We got it right here. We got it right here for you.
The look on Turkey's face.
You could understand them then.
Right.
You understood every word then, didn't
you? Lou.
Keeping it in the Guy Ritchie vein, man. My boys from Lock Stock.
Yep. Yeah. I just watched that.
They were all in. Next up, the Regulators from Young Guns, man.
Yes,
I'm gonna tell you something.
Joke.
When Chavez busts up in there and hey man, I still get chills. That the standoff at the house.
Yep.
Hey, everybody needed Chavez. He went in, saving my boys, all on the line. The Goonies crew. Goonies. Come on, man. The Goonies.
Goonies never die.
Goonies never die, dude. Next
I'm looking at my list, Javon.
I'm sorry. Sorry. Next up, Stranger Things crew. If you watch Stranger Things, these kids are 10 toes down for each other, man. And I love those movies because kid friendship, man. We just in for each other. That's how it is. That's how it's supposed to be. We in. And next up, in that same vein, the ET crew, man. They were just in for each other, man. Yeah, I know my boy got an alien living in his house, and this is weird and crazy, but let's try to take the alien back the way he was. No questions asked. No questions asked. Oh, you got an alien? All right, come on, let's go. I'm 10. I don't care. That's my list.
Okay.
Good list, man. I should have gone before you because you sniped. Like nobody's gonna say that. Like, thank you, Javon. So let me go through mine here. I did manage to get a couple through that no one else did. Maybe, yeah, I think. My first one is way off the board, and I'm sure y'all are like, what? But Harry Stamper's crew from Armageddon.
I thought about them. I actually did think about them. That's not a bad choice. That's wonderful.
Will Patton, Ben Affleck, Steve Buscemi, Owen Wilson, Michael Clark Duncan, and then they threw in Peter Stormare, and then have my boy William Fichtner in there trying to keep them together. Love that group. Cash Money Brothers, because when I think of best movie crews, how do you not include them on the list? They had like this cool dynamic where Wesley Snipes was the freaking man, Nino gangster leader, and then everybody else had like their little role that they played, and we all we got, and you got to see them rise from this small scale street gang to the empires of the neighborhood. So I like being able to watch their rise, doing the Tony Montana thing. So yeah, them for sure. The Colonial Marines, same kind of thing, because I loved how that movie set up where there is this cool group, and you get the sense that, it was one of the best character development bits that James Cameron ever did, because in like 5 minutes in that scene where they're sitting in the little cafeteria area, we feel like we've known these guys for a series of movies. And Hicks is all sleeping through stuff. Hudson's just popping off his mouth. Vasquez is like the tough, I don't care what you think about me because I'm a woman. I don't care. I'm going to do my thing. And so I'm always think it's so funny when they have this whole thing of, look, she's a fierce female. It's like, dude, we've been watching that since the 80s. Then you had Drake, Frost, Apone. He's dead, but, got to throw all of them on the list. And then Bishop, not the Juice Bishop, but the other one. I'm also going to put in a crew that was mentioned with a slight alteration, Fast and Furious 6 crew, because it got rid of the two dudes who just didn't really do much of anything. It kept the real G's that mattered, Giselle and Han. How do you have a crew that goes on bikes fighting tanks and jumps up and chases an airplane down a 500-mile runway? That's my crew there. I'm going to throw in the Rogue One crew because I just loved how they came together, like the Outlaws banding together to stop this horrific thing. And everybody dies, and it's like, man, I want so much more of this crew, but I like the way they set them up. I only have one comic book movie crew on my list, which is crazy, and it is not the one you all expect. It is the Batman the movie crew: Joker, Penguin, Catwoman, and Riddler. That was the ultimate crew, ultimate villain crew. Everybody got to shine.
Oh yeah.
And that was the epitome of comic book movies to me back then, and I never thought it was going to get any better. Silly me. My eighth. Well, I don't know where I'm now, but I still have a few more. Goonies, just because you've got to have the Goonies on that list too. But Javon already covered why they're cool. The Wolf Pack from Hangover, because they keep me laughing every time I watch them, except for part 3, which we don't choose to acknowledge. Doesn't count. My number 9, the Rebel Alliance. I mean, I have watched Luke, Han, Leia, Chewie, R2, C-3PO, and Lando for more screen time than any other crew in movie history. So I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Hi, Avengers. But yeah, for now, definitely there. And my final one, Oren Ishii and the Crazy 88 from Kill Bill Volume 1. Because I love the Kato mask, and everybody had these cool swords. Go had the mace, and Oren Ishii is just sitting there like a straight boss, watching them laugh and making fun of Charlie Brown. It's great. So that's my list. And they've got
don't forget that wonderful part of her chopping off old boy's head.
Oh yeah.
She had me right there.
No, that ain't one of you, mother.
Now's the time. We're open for any conversation except for the topic that was just under discussion.
Exactly.
I would have said this in English and have her translate, just so we understand each other.
Yeah. And then they had like the crazy house band, and then then they had the background with the stuff like
7/8.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So yeah, that's my list. Now, fellas, we just knocked that out. Now it's time to knock out the dummies of the week. Chief, happy birthday, boy. Do you have any nominees?
Do I have a nominee for dummy of the week? Who was my dummy last week? I'm sorry, who was my dummy last week? I thought about Antonio Brown, that's why I started laughing, but who was my dummy last week?
I believe it was him.
I think it was Antonio Brown. And it can be again, because what the hell?
It can be again. It works.
I was just laughing, man. This dude here had me laughing.
This one.
Do I have a regulated dummy of the week? What is today? Wednesday? I know somebody's done something stupid.
We'll come back to you if you need it.
All right, yeah.
Gunner, you got one?
I have too many. I'll leave that one off the air for now. But yeah. Anyway, definitely the orange one, sitting in that house that is white. That his crew, apparently, the administration in the White House released. So they're actually going forward with the impeachment thing through this Ukraine crap, right? So they released the talking points and accidentally sent them to the Democrat side of things, as if they were practicing for discovery for some reason.
Accidentally.
I was like, fart up out of here, please.
Lord.
Save us all.
Can we make it any easier for you?
I was just like, ain't nothing like seeing your enemies unravel, just sitting there and watching them unravel anyway. So, yeah. And, yeah. Hey, shout out to racists that call the cops on people when they get mad at you for calling you the N-word.
Shout out to the big up.
Big ups to the idiot racists that do that. More news later.
All right. Jakes, you got any?
Yeah, I got nothing. I was trying to find something. I don't see any early of the week, dummies of the week for our show, so I'll hold until next week.
All right. J. King.
I got two, y'all. They both come from the world of sports, and neither one of them are Antonio Brown, surprisingly.
What?
Yeah, right. Hey, Chief, you got that. Take carte blanche, please. Number one, I remember when Bryce Harper was touting that he could be the next the first half $500 million man in baseball, the first. And I thought, okay, a guy that bats 260, maybe brings in 20 to 30 home runs and anywhere from 75 to 100 RBIs would be deemed as a solid rotation guy. Maybe even a guy that bats between the 3 and 5 slot, but not your number one guy. And I was praying the Nats would not fall victim to his hype, and especially the self-created hype that he managed for himself in his contract year. They did not. They let him walk to Philly, who paid him $330 million over the next, I think, 12 or 13 seasons. And people just, they cried that this was the dumbest thing the Nats could do. They ruined the franchise, et cetera, et cetera. And I kept saying, no, stay the course. They still have pitching, and they have a great young rotation. They got a great young lineup. And I said, time will tell who's the victor of this. And yesterday, during the course of a doubleheader, where the Nats played off against guess who? The Philadelphia Phillies that Bryce Harper signed with for that $330 million deal. They beat them twice to close the deal on the wild card. Now, some will say that's short-sighted, but hey, it just goes to show you this is why you don't buckle. This is why you don't cave. This is why you stand strong. One monkey don't make no or stop no show. They were just fine without Bryce Harper, and they proved that to you. So with that said, Bryce Harper, I hope the pasture's greener. I mean, I ain't arguing 330, but this is more for the folks that thought we were doomed without Bryce Harper as Nationals fans.
Mm-hmm.
That's
okay. Wait a minute. Are the Nationals going to the playoffs?
Yes, they are, and the Phillies will be sitting at home watching.
All right.
Right on.
Right.
The turd bag of the week is one Jay Gruden, little brother
this
of
John
right
Gruden. Here.
This man here, man.
What you got there?
It's not just that the Washington fans. It's not just that the Skins, and I don't even like saying Redskins no more, man. That's just real. Because if it was the Detroit Doggies, I'd burn something down. With that said, Jay, it's all fitting. I sent y'all an article, I think, maybe a week or two ago I think it was from Deadspin about this is why your team sucks, and it was the Redskins, right? And they eviscerated the franchise. As much as we like to blame the product on the field on the field is a product of what happens in the front office.
Mm-hmm.
And the ownership has a big part in that. We've all watched, anybody, if you're listening, you're a Washington Football Club fan.
Those Skins. You can say that.
Yeah, Skins. We'll say Skins.
I still say Skins, but even that's
Skins. Even that's iffy, man. Yeah.
Even that doesn't, just because of what you're about to say.
Right. If you've been a fan of this franchise, for me, it's the home team. I always support the home team. I was born and raised here, man. I'm going to support them. You've watched this franchise go from glory years to just kind of being, I don't know, man. I regard this franchise and its ownership as a guy. I regard Snyder as a guy who owns a successful coin-op laundry, right? That's in between several apartment complexes and a college campus. He's got old machines. He's in a dingy location. He's got a black and white. Yeah, bad lighting. He's got old knob TV in the corner mounted against the wall that's like 7 feet too high, you know.
Please don't change the channel.
And it ain't even
there's no remote.
He took the knobs off. We're not even talking about a remote control. He took the knobs off so you can't turn it, right? He could modernize and do some new things to this laundromat of his, but why? I'm still turning gate. I'm between a college campus and several apartment complexes. I don't have to do anything but keep the doors open. And he knows that.
Greatest analogy I've heard in so long about this daggone team. That Bama. Oh, my goodness.
You know what his biggest innovation was? Well, 3 of his biggest innovations since he's, in the last 10 years.
You're allowed to buy alcohol at the stadium.
Well, you'll
need it after watching.
You'll need it.
You need it before, during, and after.
The whole pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah, that was good. That wasn't just him, right?
Fantastic job, guys.
I think his wife came up with that. So
yes, she did. Yes, she did. God bless her. She's married to that guy. So what do you expect? The greatest things he's done. Somebody's got to be the end of that turd sandwich. Taking more seating out of the upper mezz of FedEx Field. Now that the myth of the 20-year waiting list is done, they had to take the seats out, right? And I guess that was only to prevent the away team fans from buying more seats in FedEx Field. Because that's the thing now. Number 2 was preventing his exterior employees from using the restrooms inside the facility.
What do you mean the exterior?
The employees that work outside of the building
couldn't actually use the inside restrooms?
They can't come back in. And they work there.
I had no idea. Are you kidding me?
I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass.
Just when I thought I couldn't have another reason not to care about their win-loss record.
I thought you were going to talk about the buses. No, that's worse. Good God.
Hey, I work on the grounds. I am an employee of the franchise, or at least a contracted, a contractual, entity of the franchise, and I can't come in here to piss. Seriously?
No, sir. There is a porta potty.
Right.
There's a porta potty right out there. Stand in line, dummy. Yeah.
But I'm an employee. Nah, man. You're
not of us.
You're not really an employee.
You're not really an employee. You didn't think those perks extended to you. There's that. And the fact that they had to hire an executive to help them improve the fan experience, only to fire that person within the year because they told them that the fan experience sucked. Something they already knew.
Hey now, what's with this truth?
What's
this cold, steaming pot of truth?
Have you talked to Bruce Allen? I don't like the truth.
Don't you be telling me about myself.
Don't you be
telling me about myself.
Didn't they get rid of the Washington Post tickets? I mean, as soon as I got to the Post, of course.
Mm-hmm.
As a full-time employee in my adulthood, these Bama's like, yeah, sorry, Post used to get tickets, but we wrote this. I think it was Boz, or I think it was all of them.
Boz was the one that put the name on the coffin.
All of them.
All of them. They eviscerated them, and he got mad. He was
just like,
small.
Nope.
I'll show you.
I'll show you and take away tickets from my terrible franchise.
Aha, jokes on you guys.
And yet on the advertising on the whole joint, he's still taking their money. It's just the whole joint, the Washington Post, those advertising joints that flip.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, still say Washington Post every first quarter or whatever. I'm like,
oh yeah,
right here.
Oh yeah. Gunnar, that sums up the Snyder experience as an owner of this franchise. Ridiculous. Next thing, and I'm trying to keep this. I'm trying to keep it brief, but there's just too many things. He hired Scott McCloughan, who he decried, and he and Bruce Allen decried as someone with an alcohol problem. The guy who has drunken orgy boats on his $100 million yacht.
Right.
The guy who's noticeably shit-faced.
In fairness, he carries really small stones in his pocket.
As he should. As he should. Because he's got really small stones in real life, probably. This guy fired the guy who was instrumental in creating 2 Super Bowl caliber teams, the Niners and the Seahawks. He had an instrumental hand in creating both of those franchises that made it to the Super Bowl. And he fired him for being a drunk. He and his boy fired him for being a drunk. And these are the 2 biggest drunks that you can name that have anything to do with football in D.C. or anywhere else in the fucking world. Sorry, y'all. I'm a passionate fan. It's driving me nuts. I saved all of this to get to my original point, something I sent to y'all a couple of days ago. hallmark of the fact that Gruden is probably the world's most glorified quarterback coach is if you look up right now, and I encourage you, if you're listening to this, anytime between now and Sunday, because I don't think it's going to change by then, if you look up who the Skins' leading rusher is right now, you'll find that it's Adrian Peterson.
Oh, but you'll find that it's yardage.
34-year-old Adrian Peterson. Because the halfback that they drafted a year ago cannot stay on the field because his legs are made out of spaghetti. You'll find that Adrian Peterson is the leading rusher with an astounding 63 total yards for the season. Yes, this is why.
Season,
not game. No, we ain't talking about game. We ain't talking about practice. Not practice. We're talking about the game, not practice. No. For the season, AP is the leading rusher. AP at 34 years old is still the best offensive player this team has. And Dan Snyder still is allowed to run this franchise not into the ground, but he's striking magma at this point. I'm pretty sure there are worse franchises out there, like Oakland, for example, who, Miami. By the way, gave up Miami. Oh, God. And the fans deserve better. They really do.
They are in Miami, though.
Yeah.
Things aren't that hard for them.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Close.
All I know
is when I was boycotting for the last 2 years, my man got a settlement for whatever. It's money. So he, whatever. We don't have to kneel anymore, I guess. I don't know, whatever that means. All I know is I'm not boycotting now.
We're done kneeling. We're past that.
We're past that, Jay-Z, right? Yeah. I'm salty at both of them, actually, so whatever. But nevertheless, Skins made it so much easier to boycott. Like, being a Skins fan, I was like, of course I'm boycotting. I have no reason to. I'm driving Monday night football in the D.C. area at 4 p.m. like crap. I'm going to be stuck in traffic.
No, you're not.
No traffic. I mean, it was like everybody worked from home. I was like,
beautiful, boy.
I even heard on the Donnie Simpson show, shout out to Donnie Simpson. I heard on the Donnie Simpson show, they were talking at the same time I'm driving, like at 4:45, 5 o'clock, whatever it was. They were like, you can get tickets now.
Hey, honestly, my barber said he got like $25 tickets for like 100.
$15
Hey,
tickets.
Gunner.
With a parking pass.
My cousin showed up there with a smart trip.
25 with a parking pass. Come on, man.
My cousin showed up to the stadium with a smart trip and got right in. Then he had to pay.
I could come up with $100 and put on a uniform and get on the field. I can probably do a little. My hands are that bad.
Can you run a 4.5? Nah,
hey, I got a solid 4.8. I got a 4.8 for you. Come on in. Put a jersey on.
Welcome.
See what you got.
You got a 10-12. Let's go.
All right. You done, Javon?
I'm done.
All right.
Sadly.
My dummy of the week is whoever is greenlighting pilots over at the CW, because apparently we are going to get an Arrow spinoff starring Catherine McNamara, who played Mia Smoke, a.k.a. the reason most of season 7 was so terrible. We are going to get that future spinoff, Jace. So,
what day do I have some
future spinoff for what?
She's going to be teaming with a future version of Katie Cassidy and Juliana Harkavy, Laurel Lance, and Dinah Drake.
Oh, cool. So, again, what do I have free to not watch TV?
You know how their licenses are so silly. I'm sure they can't call it a Birds of Prey. And it's going to be
network.
She's going to be Green Arrow. She's not going to be a Black Canary or Huntress.
Okay. Or Huntress or the other one, Artemis. Yeah.
Yep. So she's going to be Green Arrow, and Black Canaries are going to be working.
Another CW show I will not be watching.
Awesome. Yeah. And don't forget, Batwoman's coming out soon, guys.
I'll watch that. Good
nice.
Lord. That has
good. You got somebody to watch Batwoman.
Yeah.
Good job. Thanks.
Sweet. Gunner can provide a weekly Batwoman report. Chief, you going to watch Batwoman?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay, so you're open
to it.
Yes.
Maybe.
Sounds like a hard maybe to me.
Look, I don't want to sound like a pig or nothing,
Here comes a giant butt here.
I don't even know there's a butt. He's just gonna go. I will.
I mean, look it. I know Batwoman's a switch hitter, but hey, she's sexy to me. The who plays her? The one who plays her?
Ruby Rose.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she I see you.
You know, it's funny. You got that creepy radio voice going. Yeah,
I really do. Yeah.
I was like, I'm watching it.
The tequila is flowing here, folks.
The tequila is flowing through the blood right now. But no, I mean, I know, in all honesty, she's an attractive woman. She's you know, I mean that in the most professional terms.
Of course.
No, she's worth watching, and not just because she's a good looking person. It's just I've seen her on Orange Is the New Black, and what was she in that I was like, yeah, I like this movie.
Resident Evil.
Yeah. Was it Wick?
It was actually
Wick 2?
Xander Cross 2.
No, 3.
No.
That's terrible.
Double X3, whatever the hell.
Resident Evil, final chapter.
Maybe it was. She was in Resident Evil, but wasn't she in Wick 2 or something?
Yes, she was.
Yeah, John Wick.
Yeah.
She has some great dialogue.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
She
does so much. She's smoldering. She's smoldered.
Great. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing you guys tell me what's going on in Batwoman each week, and if I need to start watching it. Thank you for taking the torch for that one.
I mean, you're watching Legends. That's the least we can do.
Hey, man.
I'm still waiting to let him fall on that sword, too. No.
Huh?
Exactly.
We're not giving him any credit for that.
No, I'm saying, you watch Days of, what is it? What was that? Phoenix and
Hours of Legends.
Oh, wait a second. I wasn't doing Dark Phoenix for some general public service. I was 100% going to make sure this movie had an end credit scene.
Oh. You wanted a nail in the coffin.
I did.
To make sure they'll find.
That was the only movie you probably voluntarily I'm staying to the last part of this credits over.
Oh, absolutely not. As soon as the credits came on, I left. I wanted to make sure I could be the first person to put a nail in with the hammer.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right, fellas. Well, that'll do it for this one. We're going to have a special episode for you guys soon because we're going to link up and do another live watching of a entertaining and awesome movie. So stay tuned for that one. But fellas, thanks for rolling with me. Thank y'all out there for listening. This episode of Lyles Movie Files has been filed.